Hello everybody, welcome to 21st Century IAS Academy Delhi Campus C.A.R.E initiative, Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. This is Goli Varsha. These are the article snippets that we will be covering today. Alright? Now, first article, Union Health Ministry is closely monitoring outbreak of H9N2 and clusters of respiratory illness in children in China. So for prelims, this part will be very important. All right. So previously also we've come across H1N1 virus and swine flu, which is caused through this type A of H1N1 virus, then bird flu, which is caused through viral strain of H5N1 virus. Now, what is this H and what is this N? These are two proteins. H means hemagglutinin, hemagglutinin, okay, and N is neuraminidase, okay, and there are 18 subtypes of this protein and 11 subtypes of this protein, okay. So that's why these numbers. All right, you're getting my point. Now we'll come to some other basics of this influenza. See, influenza is commonly called as what? Flu, okay. And there are 4 types of influenza viruses, that is A, B, C, D, okay. Now one point about each type of influenza virus which is important. This influenza A virus is the only type of influenza virus which is known to cause pandemics, okay, pandemics, all right. And this influenza A virus are further classified into subtypes according to the combination of proteins that are present. That's what we've discussed now, according to H and N, okay, they're further classified, all right. Currently there are subtypes H1N1 and H3N2 influenza virus that are circulating in humans, all right. And coming to influenza B virus, they are not classified into subtypes but can be broken down into lineages, okay. So influenza B virus belong to either B or Yamagata or Victoria lineage, all right. Now, influenza C virus, it is detected less frequently and is usually known to cause mild infections, okay. So that's why it is not a very problematic one. Now, coming to influenza D virus, it primarily affects the cattle, okay, and it is not yet known to infect or cause illness in people. So these are some basics, all right. While A is the only variant which can cause a pandemic, A and B are known to cause epidemics, okay. Now, what is the difference between a pandemic and an epidemic? See, larger epidemic is known as pandemic, okay. An outbreak of disease that affects many in a population and begins to spread rapidly is known as epidemic, okay. If this is confined to one particular area, it is known as epidemic, okay. If it crosses the borders of countries and is widespread throughout the world or most parts of the world, then it is called pandemic, all right. Coming to the vaccination part, the current seasonal flu vaccines are formulated to protect against influenza viruses A and B type, okay, not C and D type, because seasonal flu vaccines do not protect against influenza C or D or against any zoonotic flu viruses that can cause human infections, okay. So that also you have to remember. And one more point, flu vaccines will not protect against infection and illness caused by other viruses that can cause influenza-like symptoms. Alright? Now let us look into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to influenza. Only influenza type A viruses are known to have caused pandemics. Yes. Influenza type B virus does not cause any illness among humans. This is wrong because it is also known to cause what? Epidemics, right? Okay, so this is gone. Seasonal flu vaccines do not protect against influenza C or D viruses. or against zoonotic flu virus. This is also correct. We have just seen in the basics part, right? So 1 and 3 are correct. That means only 2 statements are right. All right. Which one of the following is a viral disease? Now, diphtheria. Diphtheria is caused by bacteria. Okay. Influenza, yes, virus. B is the answer. Now, malaria is caused due to what? Plasmodium parasite. Typhoid is caused due to Salmonella typhi bacteria. So, B is the answer. Fine. Now, next article. UN confirms sexual spread of mpox in Congo for the first time as the country sees a record outbreak. Now, what is mpox? It is monkeypox. Okay. Now we'll see some basics about monkeypox because there can be a potential question on this. All right. So some basics. Why is it named as monkeypox? Because the monkeypox virus was first discovered in Denmark in the year 1958 in monkeys. All right, in monkeys. This is first point. And second point is the first reported human case of monkeypox was in Democratic Republic of Congo. All right, so these two you have to remember. And this monkeypox is caused due to monkeypox virus. Okay, monkeypox virus. It is a enveloped double-stranded DNA virus. Double-stranded DNA virus. Okay. See, the diseases can spread. However, this virus will be high, it'll be endemic or highly present in some areas. What are those areas where this is monkeypox virus is endemic? One is the densely forested regions of Western, Central, and Eastern Africa, particularly in the northern and central regions of Democratic Republic of Congo. All right. And the natural reservoir of monkeypox virus is not known. Okay. So natural reservoir of monkeypox, usually going by the name, we think it is monkey, but no, it is not yet known. However, various small mammals such as squirrels and monkeys can be infected, and non-human primates are also susceptible to this particular virus. Okay. And what are the symptoms? There will be rash throughout the body. Okay. And in the year 2022, there was an outbreak of this monkeypox, and suddenly it spread across Europe and America, and then WHO declared it as public health emergency of international concern. Okay, in all the 6 WHO regions. You should know this also. You should know another basic point that WHO regions, there are 6 WHO regions. Okay, you should know some things about WHO regions. And what are those 6 regions? African region, region of the Americas, Southeast Asian region, European region, Eastern Mediterranean region, and Western Pacific region. Okay, that means almost the entire world was covered when it declared mpox to be a public health emergency of international concern. All right, now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to mpox. Monkeys act as its natural reservoir? No, because natural reservoir is not known. Okay. Now, it cannot be transmitted through sexual contact among humans. See the context of the article, the headline of the article itself says that UN confirms sexual spread of mpox in Congo. So this is false, no? Next. So far, there are no cases of mpox reported in India. This is also false because in last year 2022, there was rampant spread of mpox, and in India also, approximately in the starting day itself, I mean after the spread, approximately 25 cases were reported, and that's the very reason why WHO declared it as public health concern. No, so this is wrong. So none. Out of 1 billion population or 1.5 billion population, at least one would get infected, right? So this is wrong. So none of these statements are correct. Okay. Which of the following have been identified as the diseases that could cause next global health emergency by Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations? Now, what is this Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovations? It is a public-private alliance to finance and coordinate the development of new vaccines. Why new vaccines? To prevent and contain the infectious disease epidemics. Okay, so the CEPI, no, it identified some diseases that could cause the next global health emergency. And what was the context that this question was given? The context was it received $460 million to develop vaccines against three emerging highly contagious and fatal diseases. And those three diseases are this one: MERS, Lassa fever, and Nipah virus. Okay, so all the statements are right. Okay, and this particular CEPI is being funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, World Economic Forum, and many other organizations. All right, so these are some basics about CEPI, and this is the answer. Fine. Now, next article. Reflection of earthquake source process in the ionosphere could pave way for deciphering earthquake precursors using space-based observations. This article in PIB is saying that earthquakes, even small or big ones, influence the ionosphere. Okay, ionosphere, and they cause co-seismic ionospheric perturbations. Okay, so insights gained from the space-based observations of CIP, this is CIP, can aid in deciphering earthquake precursors. We'll get into the MCQ. What are co-seismic ionospheric perturbations? Atmospheric disturbances caused by volcanic eruptions? No. Changes in ionospheric electron densities due to geomagnetic storms? No. Perturbations in the ionosphere resulting from seismic activity? This is correct. We just saw the definition, right? So, yeah, this is the answer. Now, with reference to earthquakes, which of the following statements are correct? Earthquakes largely occur along the converging plate boundaries. This is true. For example, the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate, the convergence point, the line, the entire line, they experience lot of earthquakes, right? And recently also the area in Nepal experienced earthquakes, and the tremors were felt in Delhi. All right, and there was an issue that the apps did not show the earthquake alerts. Okay, so this is correct. When one is correct, C is gone. Now, point of origin of earthquake in lithosphere is known as focus or hypocenter. Yes, this is also correct because see, if this is the focus or hypocenter, the exact point perpendicular to it is known as epicenter. Okay. Now, what is epicenter? As I already told you, it is perpendicular to this one, that is above this hypocenter. This epicenter is there. It is the point on the earth's surface directly above the hypocenter or focus. Okay. So this is also correct. 2 is correct, which means D is gone. Now 3. Intensity of earthquake decreases with distance from epicenter. Yes, this is true, no? So intensity of earthquake decreases with distance from epicenter. That's why only tremors were felt in Delhi. The intensity of earthquake was high in Nepal. You getting my point? So this is also correct. So B is the answer. So you don't need to read 4. However, we'll just see epicenter of earthquake always remains over continents only. No, this is false. Because these epicenters can be on continental and oceanic surfaces. What is tsunami? It is earthquake in the ocean, right? I mean in the ocean surface. Okay. So epicenter in that case is above oceanic surface. Okay, so this is wrong. ABC, that is 1, 2, 3 are correct. All right. Now, India becomes chair of International Sugar Organization for 2024 to lead global sugar sector. So in this article given in PIB, it says that this is the 63rd Council meeting of International Sugar Organization. Now some basics about International Sugar Organization. One, it is headquartered in London. And two, this year India is going to be the chair. Okay, and it was established by the International Sugar Agreement of 1968. Don't think this is International Solar Alliance. It is International Sugar Agreement of 1968. Okay, and the council sessions are usually held twice a year. Okay, mostly in May and in November. And in 1992, there was an International Sugar Agreement, and ISO administers this International Sugar Agreement. Okay, and what are the objectives of this sugar agreement? To ensure enhanced international cooperation in matters related to sugar. Okay, and to provide forum for intergovernmental consultations about the issues pertaining to sugar. Okay, now we'll get into some basics about India's sugar production and ethanol production. Okay, India is the largest consumer of sugar. Okay, largest consumer of sugar and the second largest producer of sugar in the world. Okay, about 20% of the world's sugar is produced in India. All right, and states which produce highest sugar are Uttar Pradesh, followed by Maharashtra. Sugar cane. Okay, Uttar Pradesh followed by Maharashtra. Now, when it comes to ethanol, India is the third largest country in the world in ethanol production after USA and Brazil. Okay, and ethanol blending percentage in India has increased from 5% in 2019-2020 to 12% in 2020 to 2023. All right, so these are some basics. Now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements. India is the largest producer of ethanol in the world. No, it is the third largest producer after USA and Brazil. India is the second largest producer of sugar in the world. This is correct. Next, International Sugar Organization's headquarters is located in London. Yes, we have seen in the basics part, right? So, two statements are correct. Consider the following statements. Molasses is a byproduct of sugar production process. Yes, this is correct. Bagasse obtained in the sugar mills is used as a fuel in the boilers to generate steam for sugar factories. This is also correct. And for every 100 tons of sugarcane crushed, a sugar factory will produce nearly 30 tons of bagasse, wet bagasse. Okay. So this is correct. When 1 and 2 are correct, C is gone, B is gone. Now 3 you have to read. Sugar can only be produced from sugarcane as the raw material. This is wrong because sugar can be produced from sugarcane and sugar beet. Okay. And out of 120 nations, nearly 65 nations produce sugar from sugarcane and nearly 40 produce from sugar beet, while the rest 10 of the 10 countries produce from both. Okay, now what is sugar beet? See, sugar beet approximately looks like radish, fat radish. If you see a fat radish, short radish, the same thing, the sugar beet, now it looks similar to that. Okay, this is not carrot, this is sugar beet, and this is white in color. Okay, and the sugar beet contains high concentration of sucrose. Okay, that's why sugar is produced from sugar beet also. Okay, so 1 and 2 are correct. What is climate smart agriculture? Climate smart agriculture is an approach for transforming and reorienting agricultural production systems and food value chains so that they support what? Sustainable development. Sustainable development. and can also ensure food security under climate change. All right. And what are the elements of climate smart agriculture? One, the agriculture should be water smart, weather smart, energy smart, and carbon smart. All right. Now, one report says that India's crop yield could decline due to climate change between the year 2010 and 2039. There could be a decline of 9%. Okay, so this topic is always relevant. Now, what is the government doing to tackle this or to promote climate smart agriculture in India? National Innovation on Climate Resilient Agriculture. Next, Soil Health Mission. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, that is for water smart agriculture. Then Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, Biotech Kisan, Climate Smart Village. All these initiatives the government is taking. And also, there is National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. All right, National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture, and it has 5 subcomponents. One is the rainfed area development. Second, submission on agroforestry. Third, national bamboo mission. Fourth, soil health management. And fifth, climate change and sustainable agriculture monitoring, modeling, and networking. Okay, so these are some basics you have to keep in mind. Now, how many of the options listed below are components of National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture? Rain-fed area development, yes. Submission on agroforestry, yes. National bamboo mission, yes. Soil health management, yes. We have seen in the basics part. Along with this, there is one more thing, that is climate change, sustainable agriculture, monitoring, modeling, and networking. So all the above. Okay. Which is the nodal agency to implement the National Bamboo Mission? It is Ministry of Agriculture. All right. Now, next article. Government takes Apex Cyber Security Agency out of public's right to know. What is the Apex Cyber Security Agency that this article is referring to? It is CERT-in. Okay. What is certain? It is Computer Emergency Response Team, India. Okay, now this particular agency is removed from RTI. You should know some basics about RTI. Okay, what is RTI? Act of 2005? Everybody knows. But who administers that RTI? It is Department of Personnel and Training. Okay, now who has the power to include or exempt things or agencies from RTI Act? It is central government. It is central government. Okay. So the RTI law grants the central government the authority to amend the second schedule. And second schedule of what? RTI Act. All right. Now what is the second schedule? I'll tell you. The central government can include any other intelligence or security organization it establishes. It has the power to omit any organization already specified in the second schedule. Okay, the center can amend the second schedule through an official notification. Okay, and that particular notification should be laid before each house of the parliament. All right. Now, similar powers have also been given to state governments. State governments also, the central government will look into the central agencies. Okay, now state government can also have similar powers that are granted through RTI Act itself. All right, now what is Schedule 2? For this, you should know Section 24 of the RTI Act. Now, what is Section 24? Intelligence and security organizations, both central and state, are exempted from the RTI Act except in the cases of corruption or human rights violation. Okay, such central organizations are listed in the second schedule of the Act. All right, whatever are exempted, there will be a list, no? That list is under the second schedule of the Act. Okay, and Section 24 says that some organizations, intelligence and security organizations, can be exempted from RTI's purview. Okay, this says about exemption, but the list of exempted organizations is there in the second schedule. You got my point? For example, CISF, NIA, National Investigation Agency, okay, and some other organizations. Now, certain is also exempted. Fine. Now, I'll get into the MCQ. How many of the organizations listed above are exempted from the purview of RTI? Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, that is right, that is certain. Okay. Serious Fraud Investigation Office, this is not exempted. Strategic Forces Command, yes. Directorate General of Income Tax Investigation, yes. So, three offices are exempted from RTI. Alright. Now, information under RTI Act 2005 can be provided in respect of. See, the Assam Rifles is exempted. Border Road Development Board is exempted. National Security Council Secretariat is exempted. Only Border Road Organization, you will get the information under RTI Act. Okay, so D is the answer. This is it for today. All the best.